Welcome to the Peace Show!
Good morning, Peace Scholars, and welcome to the Peace Show.
My name is Cactus.
And my name is Edgar.
Before we get into announcements,
here are our pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Yeah! I pledge to do my best this day, to honor myself and others in everything I do, to accept responsibility for my own learning, and to encourage others as I embrace my own opportunities to grow, to exercise leadership and to prepare myself for college at every opportunity. For me, mediocrity is not an option. Only excellence will do. Who I am has value, what I think has value. Cogito ergo sum. Who I will become is invaluable to the world.
Please be seated as we pause for a moment of reflection in preparation for academic day.
and these are our announcements.
Good morning. Starting tomorrow, if you have any donations, you would get a wristband if you donate for breast cancer. And on Wednesday, if you have a wristband, you can wear pink, all pink you can, on Wednesday.
Now, let's go to junior committee for some announcements.
This Friday, junior committee will be hosting a movie night from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
The movies we'll be showing are Jeepers Creepers, Hocus Pocus, Twitches, Rings, Insidious, and The Roommate.
Tickets will be $4 and then $5 at the door. Back to you, Edgar and Cactus.
Thank you. Now let's hear Edgar DeLuna for joke of the day.
Okay. What is the value of pi?
What?
Depending on what pie. Usually $12.99. So we're done for today, but here's Ms. Garza
for some announcements
for Red Ribbon Week.
Oh, Red Ribbon.
Good morning. This week is indeed Red Ribbon Week. We are going to give you a short YouTube video to kind of kick us off and remind us why we even do the Red Ribbon campaign. And then we also have a special treat. Mr. Shirtle and Ms. Crouch and Ms. Korthoff have worked pretty hard to put together an interview where we kind of discuss some things that a lot of us have experienced in our own lives. We know that 1 in 4 scholars live at home with someone who has substance abuse problems. If you have a parent that has a substance abuse problem or 2, then you're 2 times more likely to have addiction yourself. This week is about learning what do we do to help these families? What do we do to take care of ourselves? What do we do whenever some stuff is going on? And how do we reach out for help? And also just how do we kind of unite together and take a stand against drugs and alcohol in our community? So thank you for everything that people have done this week to help us out. Every day we'll have a little something for you. And on Wednesday, I will ask all of you to make your own pledges to take a stand together against drugs and alcohol.
Hello, I'm Badgeman, a demand reduction coordinator and ambassador for the Drug Enforcement Administration. I'm reporting for DEA Today on DEA's Red Ribbon campaign, why we celebrate it and how. Red Ribbon is celebrated the last week of October with the wearing of red ribbons by millions of Americans across the country and around the world to symbolize their commitment to make America drug-free. Let's take a look at how Red Ribbon Week began.
Like many hugely positive things, Red Ribbon Week grew out of something profoundly negative: the savage murder of Enrique Kiki Camarena, a Drug Enforcement Administration special agent. On February 7, 1985, life forever changed for the Camarena family. Enrique Kiki Camarena Salazar, loving husband, father, son and brother, decorated Marine, police officer, and special agent, had been kidnapped by drug dealers, never to be seen alive again.
He was taken to a house not too far away from the consulate where he was tortured. He was kept alive by injection so he could relay more information about what he knew about the traffickers. And after a few days of torture, he was killed.
For his kidnappers, the story was to end there. However, for his family, friends, and a grateful nation, it was only the beginning. They hunted down, captured, and brought his killers to justice. They pledged to not let his legacy fade and his sacrifice be in vain. His body was flown back to the United States aboard a military plane. It was a sad journey. At his funeral, hundreds of law enforcement officers paid their final respects to a fallen comrade.
Kiki is not the only special agent who has returned home or who will return home on his shield. We shall not fail to honor his trust in us.
Across the country, citizens wore and displayed red ribbons, not only in memory of Special Agent Camarena, but for all those whose lives were lost trying to free the nation from drugs. Beyond that, the red ribbons symbolized the development of an attitude of intolerance regarding the use of drugs. In a 1988 proclamation, Congress established Red Ribbon Week to commemorate the life and work of Kiki and to show intolerance for drugs in our schools, workplaces, and communities.
My name is Ms. Crouch. I teach 12th grade history. I volunteered to do this today because experiences that I've had 20 years ago plus recently have been difficult, and just wanted to share my experience in hopes that it would maybe help somebody else.
I'm Deborah Korthoff, and I am an interventionist here, and I wanted to share today because I grew up with a close family member who struggled with alcoholism, and I wanted to let my students know that I'm somebody that they can always reach out to.
I was in college, my younger years of college, when I realized there was a problem with a younger close family member who was, it was in high school at the time, and he started getting into a lot of trouble, and he lost an extreme amount of weight, and they were creating problems at his home, and eventually he was arrested, and that kind of made it obvious to everyone it was something that we didn't talk about. But once he was arrested, it was something that was much more obvious, but still didn't really know what to do, didn't know what to say, didn't know how to help, felt that I should, but didn't know how. And it was a very helpless feeling because feeling like I should do something but not knowing what to do. Feeling guilty about all of that. It was just, it was awful.
I was in elementary school, and the issues made it difficult for people in my family to perform well in school, to other members of my family to perform well at work. There was a lot of fighting, high emotions, and as a result, that family member ended up going into recovery, and I ended up being invited to go to some of those meetings and things like that. But it was hard when I was young.
Did you think that other families had this problem?
No. because it was not something that we talked about. It was not something that I had ever been told what to do in these situations. I mean, I had friends in high school who would dabble in these things. There was one friend that I know overdosed, and he survived, eventually tried to take his own life. It was spiraling out of control. But it was, again, it was nothing that was talked about. So, and of course, my friends at the time, we never talked about what was going on with their families.
I didn't think that it was something that went on in other families, so I was very reluctant to talk about it with other people.
So thank you for asking that, or saying that. It kind of leads to the next question of what is it that you did, right? So like you said that you started going to meetings, but what did you do even before that? When you knew there was a problem, what did you do?
I didn't do anything. I think I was a child, and I didn't know like what to do about it. I think when I was little, I tried to like change my behavior, like maybe if it was my fault. But I really just I did not know what to do as a child, and I really didn't do anything.
I tried a couple of times to talk to him. I had no idea what I was doing. Trying to reason with him one time, tried the tough love approach one time. I just grasping at straws. Just didn't know what to do. I mean, nothing worked.
Right.
He eventually ran away from home, came back, and then was kicked out. And all I could do was watch. Tell them that there's nothing you can do for somebody going through that. You can love them unconditionally, but there's nothing that can be said when somebody is in that level of denial. There's nothing that can be done unless they do it for themselves. So take a deep breath, give yourself a break, and focus on the things that you can control in your life.
If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would say that it's not your fault, that this person loves you, they're not doing it because they don't love you. And I would say that it's okay to still, love that person, but that you're a child and this is a grown-up problem and it's not your job to